During Twin Cities Live at 4, we get the chance to sit down with notable people in our community. We sip on a little bit of coffee and, you know, simply chat. It's called Coffee with Cool People. It's presented by our pals at Caribou Coffee.
So for this week, I sat down with the recently crowned 2019 Miss Minnesota, Kathryn Kueppers.
Oh, fun.
She was so lovely, but she wasn't the only guest there. Get this, Kathryn's mom, Vicki, was also crowned Miss Minnesota back in 1983.
Wow.
So it only made sense for her to join in on the fun. Now, Kathryn and Vicki are the only mother-daughter duo to ever hold the crown in Minnesota. Isn't this photo so wonderful? Royalty runs in the family in this week's Coffee with Cool People.
I love this connection. So you have to explain, Vicki, the background of your pageant history, because I am seated here with coffees and 2 crowns. Not 1, but 2 crowns, which I love. I think a tiara makes every day better.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what's your history with this crown? Tell me about
My
it.
history was I wanted scholarship. I was in high school, and it was my guidance counselor said, well, run for a pageant. You've got talent. So I competed in 1979, and then I competed in 1983 and won. The scholarship money put me through my college endeavors, and here I am today.
Okay, so then you go on, and you've got 2 sons and a daughter. So obviously the sons are out of the running for Miss Minnesota.
Right.
And you're thinking one of 2 things. Either, oh my gosh, I totally want my daughter to do pageants, or you're thinking, oh my gosh, I totally do not want my daughter to do pageants. Which way does it go?
Well, neither.
Really?
I thought, you know what? She's grown up around it. It's just kind of what we do. We go to pageants. She knows all the Miss Minnesotas, the Miss Americas, and I thought one day if she wants to do it, she'll express it.
She opened the door to this world, but literally she would like open the door to the Miss Minnesota competition. I would say, bye mom, I'd ditch her, I'd go find my friends that were there, because I grew up around it.
Yeah.
So once she knew that I was old enough and I knew people and I was safe, I would just go and say hi to my friends. Dorothy Benham, I thought she was my Aunt Dorothy. I didn't know she was a Miss America until I must have been 14, and I was like, why is Dorothy so popular, Mom? And she was like, well, she won Miss America. You know, these little things where these people were just part of my life, but I didn't see them as, oh, Miss America, Miss Minnesota. They were real people to me, and so I was able to find that, you know, these real people are so accomplished. What's the common theme here? They've all tried this. And so at about 13 or 14, I was like, you know what? I'm an awkward teenager. I want to try this too. You know, I want to try this and get this experience that so many of my role models now, you know, my Aunt Dorothy had.
The first time she told me that she wanted to run, I was terrified.
It must have been 2012, 2013, we were watching it, and I still had braces and like, just like stringy hair. I mean, typical like gawky, awkward 8th grader.
Girl, I was there.
Oh yeah, like all of us have been through this. And I turned to her and I was like, Mom, I'm ready to compete. And she was like, we've never even talked about this. Like, you've never even, until that moment, I never really said, I want to do this. I was just like, something clicked. I was like, yeah, I want to do this now. And so she vetted me, believe it or not. She like took me home. We sat in her office and she was like, okay, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to commit to voice lessons. You're going to have to get better grades because that's part of it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to work on not speaking quickly, which 7 years later is still something I work on.
True.
You know, you're going to have to work on all of these things and really develop who you're going to be with this organization.
When she was 12, 13, 14, she wanted to win the crown.
Obviously.
But she didn't understand the work that involves. And this last year, now we fast forward now, I believe she won because she realized she stopped visualizing that moment of being crowned and she visualized doing the work.
Boy, and isn't that the best lesson for everything? Because aren't we all just visualizing the moment that we like have this amazing house, or we have the job that we want, or like the day of the wedding? But we're not. What you have to really start visualizing is the day in and day out work, and then that just kind of becomes
Because then you prepare and you look at it in a completely different light. You think, okay, this is the means to the job. So what do I have to do to get the job instead of just getting the crown?
Can you coach me through my life and through my career, Vicki? I could really use you.
Instead of imagining, oh, the crown going on my head, the visuals, I'm crying, you know, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I started imagining the meeting the day after, what I would say there. I started imagining literally 2-3 months down the line, what would I want to have done? And so I started to think, okay, that's the work I want to be doing. What do I need to do right now to get to that work? And so I started to do that and really commit to treating myself like I was currently Miss Minnesota and not like I was trying to go towards that job. It was this whole mind shift.
What's the mother-daughter bond like for you two now? I mean, I know you were very bonded before, but it's got to feel like this is a whole different, this is a very unique situation.
I mean, we are one of 11 mother-daughter combinations in 99-year history of Miss America. We are the 11th.
And we're the first Minnesota parent.
You should get an extra crown.
What a sweet mother-daughter relationship they seem to have.
I really learned a lot spending time with them. I thought it was so wonderful. So a big thank you to Kathryn and to Vicki for hanging out with me, and to Caribou for sponsoring our show.